Welcome, welcome. Mom Knows Ball, episode number 11. Things a little different today. I'm greeting you because Jordan has lost his voice. There are a couple different stories around how it happened. We'll get to the bottom of it, but he's going to use he's going to use a whiteboard to help me to add a little bit more humor because apparently he's the funny one in our podcast today. But no voice, no voice pod must go on. All right. I like your attitude. I like your attitude, Jordan. Our rundown today is it's a lot of mindless yapping because we got some interesting football to talk about. And also, we have a guest. We have a mother-son duo who are going to share with us their journey. And we got Tam, our producer, helping us out. She's been patient with us today as we kind of limp through our podcast with, one less very, very strong and important voice. So I see you writing, Jordan. What is it you want to say? I feel like you're angry writing. Okay, so look, Alabama lost again. So they lost to Vandy. They almost lost to South Carolina. Then they went to Tennessee and they lost. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I am a Alabama fan for life. Do we attribute these two losses to, it's a changing of the guard and that's what happens, right? I think the statistic is every coach that came in a change year lost at least 4 games, including Nick Saban, who we all know lost 6 games that first year. But then we said, Coach DeBoer got the benefit of Nick Saban's recruiting, but then did he really? Because a lot of players left. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to say except, hey, roll tide, and I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed because we do have a 12-team playoff, so things could shift really quickly. Yeah, Jordan. 45 minutes later. Okay. Okay. All right. Keep it going. Keep it going. Okay. Also, just some more with the mindless yapping. Our Jacksonville Jaguar team. Is this the formula now? Bama loses and the Jags win. Like, I don't know how I feel about this, but got up early, watched that game from London. They started a little slow because it was 10-0 at first. Drake May got his first, well, it's not his first start, but, he's a rookie QB. And then we just look like, and again, I get it, the Patriots aren't having a great year, but the Jacksonville Jaguar offense just looked like, oh, we can do all things. We can run the ball, we can pass the ball, we can just fall into the end zone. I don't know what you call that fall when you turn around backwards, but he had so much time. The kid who ran the punt return back, like he could, dive into the end zone. I'm sure there's a name for that Jordan would tell me if he could, but he can't talk. I kind of like this power dynamic. Like, I just get to talk and talk and talk, and there's no yap meter, because if they put the yap meter on me, there's no voice. Wow. And it all started in a little house in Coosa County, Alabama. So yeah, I get to talk about everything, like poor Jordan. Um, Uh, incoming. Oh, incoming lowest viewed episode. Okay. Okay, what does that say about me? Okay, anyway.
That's the
Ano-
joke.
I know it's a joke, but I think I'm interesting enough. So I think this could be a one-man show. This is kind of a dress rehearsal for it. Um, Also, mindless yapping. I absolutely love that Cam Newton, who I'm such a fan of. I don't know that there's another Auburn player that I'm such a fan of. He's on First Take now. I love everything about what he brings to the show and what he has brought to all these different platforms. I love the clothes, the hat, the hair. Hey, I am a Cam Newton fan, and I think probably 10 years ago, somebody would have looked at me and said, "What? You're a Cam Newton fan?" I love it. I love everything that he's bringing to First Take. Yeah, hopefully you liking that too, Jordan. A head nod, head nod. Okay, yes. Okay, Jordan likes it. Good. Jordan likes it. Let's see. Is Jordan, are you putting something in the chat? Oh, okay. No, 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 no. I did not say War Eagle. I will not. Those are not words. So yeah, that was a low blow. So I cannot walk away from um, this video of Leonard Fournette, who is an ex LSU player, an ex Jacksonville Jaguar player, who was on a podcast, and he kind of started talking about his recruiting when he was being recruited. And yeah, he's from Louisiana. He was going to stay close to home. I get it. I have no problem with that. But what I have a problem with is his comment about the recruiting at Alabama.
I took a visit at Bama. It was weak. That's just the truth.
Here's the thing. Um, why wouldn't he go to LSU? Why wouldn't he? And I'm not mad at him for going to LSU. But when you start to bash us, then we just have to remind you of a few things. We've got to remind you that when LSU played Alabama in 2015, Mr. Fournette, you were the top Heisman candidate. So you walked into the ball game, the top candidate for a Heisman, and not only did you walk out not the same, but what's that, Jordan? Move it over. I can't see it. Leonard at LSU, Heisman, SEC champ, Natty champ. Exactly. When you at LSU, you got no Heisman. In fact, that year, a new Heisman candidate emerged. His name was Derrick Henry, and he went on to win the Heisman. And Alabama went on. If I'm not mistaken, did we get a natty that year? I'm pretty certain didn't we get one when Derrick won the Heisman? If we didn't get one that year, we got one the next year because Derrick definitely got a natty and he got a Heisman. So again, go to LSU. I think that was a good choice for you. But leave Bama's name and leave our recruiting, who at the time was our GOAT, leave our name out of your mouth, okay? And yeah, just walk away from it, brother. Walk away from it. Walk away. Walk away. I'm just trying to be as funny as Jordan would be. And, I don't know how that's going. So, Jordan, I know you don't have much to say today, but what do you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it brief because no one wants to hear this voice, but I will just get ahead of the allegations. This wasn't a wild night out. This was from going to my little cousin's soccer game. Shout out, Aaliyah. sorry, shout out Kaya. Leah's the other daughter, who is just accepted an offer at Colorado. She's the greatest athlete with the last name King. So I'm personally her new recruiter, her new NIL negotiator, her just everyman. But she's an absolute star. I got to see her play for the first time, and she scored the game-winning goal. And you would have thought I was her. I mean, it was like Game 6 of the World Series. Like I just lost it. It was electric, and it was just on like a normal soccer field. That's all I'm gonna say. So I was doing it for the love of the game, for obviously it's amateur sports, but hey, sports are sports. Tamara, I don't appreciate the comment in the chat saying "yikes." I get it. It doesn't sound pretty, but y'all asked. I'm gonna shut up now. So yeah.
And you know what? And there's so much about that situation that we're going to talk about. We might even bring her mom, Una, on, because, like, if I'm not mistaken, she's a junior and she's already got an offer for a full scholarship. So to a D1 school. And so, yeah.
And she's only been playing soccer for 5 years, which is the crazy thing. Yeah.
Wow. So if that's how you truly lost your voice, which again, I continue to ask questions.
Check the tape.
Check the tape. And okay, but here's like the most important thing that we've got to follow up on. I'm gonna get close to the camera. So, last week Jordan declared that he was growing facial hair. And I was struggling to see, but I'm a person who is supportive of their kids. And if you want to grow a full beard and a full mustache, Jordan, you go for it. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, what we got? Let me see. Are you going to come in closer? I just want to see.
I shaved.
You shaved. And I didn't even know. I thought it's so close to the same thing. Okay. I had an event I had to go to, and I was looking like a bearded man because it was growing. And so I didn't want to look. It was too much.
They were like,
facial.
So that's why I looked like Travis Kelce. I just had like full beard.
Okay. So you shaved because you had too much hair.
Yeah.
And you just weren't comfortable in it. Okay.
Another sacrifice I'm willing to make, but
again, you can do it, Jordan. If you want to grow a beard and a mustache, I believe in you. So we're going to be bringing our guests on, and they are a fun mother-son duo, and they're going to talk about their journey. And so anything else, Jordan, that you think we need to discuss today before we go into our interview? No. I am loving, kind of feeling myself in like a one-woman show kind of thing. I feel like this could be a thing. I mean, I am mom, and his mom knows ball. So do I need a co-host? I don't know. Tam, I mean, what do you think? You and me?
we should poll the viewers and see how that goes. I don't think you'll love the result, but yeah, we can do that. Open it up.
Okay, all right. So let's introduce you all to our guests. Edna Hood Felton and her son, Will Felton, the fourth, to Mom Knows Ball. Welcome. Yay. Thank y'all for coming. And here's what we like to do. As opposed to us introducing you, we like for you to introduce yourselves. But what I want is, Will, I want you to introduce your mom. And then Edna, I want you to introduce your son. Sound good? Okay, here we go. Will, let's go. Tell us about your mom.
This is my mom, Edna Felton. She's amazing. She's helped me with my whole life, especially through recruitment and everything. Took some fun trips. We traveled the world. We were in the Bahamas this past summer, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Thank you. Ooh, I love that trip to the Bahamas. Jordan, don't get any ideas about that, okay? Edna, tell us about your son, Will.
Okay, this is William James Felton the fourth, and he is my strong, caring, intelligent. He works hard and he plays hard, but he does take care of business. So just my loving son.
Thank
I'm just so proud of him and all that he's accomplished.
Oh, thank you. And now, Will, where are you in school? And what's your major extracurricular activity that I've heard about?
So I go to the University of South Alabama, down in Mobile, and I'm majoring in sports management with a minor in real estate. So hopefully one day I'll be able to do something with that after my day's over. But like you said, I do play football at the University of South Alabama. We had a good win this past Tuesday against Troy, beat them 25-9. First time we won the belt battle for the belt. It's our rivalry since 2017. So it was a great win, great team win. Whole team was proud. It was a very good game.
And I was following that game online. So great win. I was following it. It was, a strong performance. And, so I'm just going to ask a couple questions about like your football journey. And so how long have you been playing football?
I've only been playing football since middle school.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So I know like I played one time in Little League in third grade, but really growing up, I was really a baseball kid. And I know her and my dad really wanted me to go the baseball route. But I started playing football in middle school. Up through middle school, I played seventh grade and eighth grade, had the time of my life. Both years we went undefeated every game, but except we couldn't beat our town rival in either seventh grade or eighth grade, so we fell short to them. But then coming up through high school, I played in my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and obviously senior year. And it's just been an amazing journey. I wouldn't trade I wouldn't trade anything for it. I love my teammates in high school and my teammates in college that I'm being able to meet and grow with. So it's been an amazing journey.
And your collegiate career is just starting. So we are definitely going to be watching. I know Jordan wants to say something. He can't because his voice, because he is both of my boys played baseball. They're like, as far as long as they could until they really kind of aged out and everybody was like, you're too old to be playing little league baseball. And so what position did you play, Will, in baseball?
So in Little League, I pitched a lot, or when I was younger, I pitched a lot. But as I grew up, I played my freshman year. They've had me playing center field. So that was really fun. That was really fun.
Very good. Very cool. So Edna, like as parents, we take our kids to these games and we cheer for them and we celebrate when they win, we console them when they lose. Was there a point where you thought, this kid may be a little bit better than like the casual player? And kind of what was that moment like for you?
So it even takes me back to baseball. There's a field in Chelsea, Alabama, and there are 3 baseball fields. And on each of those fields, he hit balls out of the park. So he was an amazing baseball player. So that one, when he gave up baseball, I got a little emotional over that one. But with football, I will say just from feedback from the coaches, because him being a linebacker, one of the coaches gave him a nickname, Predator, because he was great at getting at the quarterbacks. And I believe it was your junior year that he was, for tackles, he was like, were you first in the state or third? He was really, really high in the state with tackles for his junior year.
So he stood out. And
Yeah.
so I think you're okay now that he's focusing on the football, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sitting now.
And so, one of the things that we talk about in this podcast, because we'll probably have people watching today because, they're watching you. So new subscribers, listeners, is that football is so much bigger any sport is so much bigger than what's happening on the field, on the court, on the diamond. So, Will, I'm just curious if there are skills that you have learned or lessons that you've learned from playing sports that you have been able to apply in just your everyday world, your everyday existence.
100%. If I had to name some, best camaraderie with the team is definitely a big one. And being able to have those teammates and make those connections and build groups and friendships that will last a lifetime. Also, another thing is definitely leadership. Throughout high school, my freshman and sophomore year, I was benefited enough to hang with a group of older guys, and they just taught me a bunch towards my game, towards life in general. And I was able to carry it throughout my senior year and give it to those behind me, just like they did to me. So those are some of the biggest ones: leadership and camaraderie.
I love that. I totally love that. And so, Edna, I always talked about how when my kids were playing sports, there was just no time really for foolishness. I mean, there was no opportunity to get in trouble. It's like, go home, do your homework. We got to go to practice. Go home, do your homework. We got to go to a game. Have you had those same kind of experiences?
Oh, yes. It was very, very busy, even just the day to day. And I was amazed at the way that Will managed it. Early morning, getting up before 6 a.m., heading to practice at 6:30, then school all day, and then practice after. And, sometimes there were, other events after. So he would have some very, very long days. And then, like when we got into the recruiting process, that was very interesting, a lot to learn. But we, like I said, we had a lot of good road trips and spent a lot of time together. So
Yeah, it's so great hearing how, playing sports helps the kid, it helps the family, it just helps the whole structure of everything. So I know, okay, I gotta, you got the big elephant in the room. I can't, I'd like to not talk about it right now, but so Edna and I both went to the University of Alabama, and quite frankly, I ran into her the weekend of the Alabama-Georgia game, and she told me she had been listening to the podcast, and then next thing you know, here we are. So I'm assuming y'all watched the game. Uh, you know, any thoughts? Anything? Just anything you want to share. We're going to believe me, Jordan and I are going to get into it a little bit later, but I'm just wondering how y'all were feeling about, watching it, and then, obviously the outcome that we lost.
So definitely disappointing. I can understand, like even at South, because South's head coach is the defensive coordinator at Alabama now. So, their new coaching staffs, bringing together new teams. So I can understand that there, can be a, transition process. So I'll be a little patient.
Definitely. And if I definitely like I've grown up, I was an Alabama fan. I still care for the Tide and everything, but especially now being in college and having seen these games and learning these schemes and formations and this, that, and third, just being able to watch the game. Like before I came home this weekend, we had practice Friday, and our head coach told us just to go home and relax and watch football. Just look at your position, to think about what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. Like that was a good play, where they should have been position wise on the field, and just being able to watch it with the knowledge that I've gained just in this first year, and just watching rotations and switches and motions and this, that, and the third. It's been amazing. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it was, we just have to kind of, like to both of your point, we just have to recognize we have a new coach. I think we all kind of thought, well, he inherited, all these players, but, he didn't inherit all those players because a lot of the players did leave. And so, we remember, I think the stat is something like every coaching change at Alabama, the next coach always lost like 4 games. We can't even imagine that, but it's the reality. So, okay, so I know I know Will's got to drive to Mobile, and so we really happy you all were able to chat with us. But I have this one question. So, I got two. Well, we'll edit it back. So my first question is, Jordan and I always talked about how we bonded when he was playing Little League baseball over the snacks. So, I mean, we would stop at the convenience store to get snacks. When we go into the baseball stadium, Jordan has to scout out like what we got going on with the hot dogs, the nachos. And then I just was feeding him snacks throughout the whole game. And that was that memory that, like, every time I think about it, I still smile. Like, so I'll ask each of you to kind of share like a bonding moment around sports that like still makes you smile.
Well, I'll say, and we still do it. I actually, found my way to him before the Troy game, but just before, every game, even going back early on, just to have that time to connect and, give him a hug or a kiss on the cheek and wish him the best. So, now sometimes I might not be able to get to him, and give him that hug or kiss, but just to make my way to him. So we make that eye contact and just send him that good energy.
I love that. And that is so sweet that you're able to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Will, what about you? Special moment that just like really resonates with you, really like makes you smile?
So I remember back when I played baseball, we would always be in the dugouts and there would always be fenced off from the bleachers. And when I used to play travel ball, we would be out there for hours a day, like from 9 in the morning to sometimes 6, 7, 8 p.m. So just very long days. But anyways, so whenever, like after a game, before a game, during the game, whatever the case was, and I was hungry, I would always go. I found my mom and I'd see if she could give me something to eat just because I was hungry. And I remember she couldn't come in the dugout, so she would just hand me whatever it was if I was playing or if I wasn't through the holes in the fence. So that's definitely one of them. Yep.
That's the move. Got to figure out how to get it through the fence. I got it. We had the same experience. So, okay. So here is my last question. And so Will, you got people, we've got a good little group of people who tune in to listen. What do you want them to know about your mom? What is it that you'd like to share with all of our hopefully thousands and thousands of viewers and listeners?
I just want them to know how great of a person she is and how she strives for greatness with herself and she expects greatness from others. And just really her leadership factor, like especially with her job at Alabama Power, she's in a position to where she leads others and is able to watch them grow and turn into people. Like some of her coworkers that I've got the chance to meet from other buildings and stuff that she still holds connections with, and I still get to talk to them and share words with them just of the wisdom that she's gave them and also the wisdom that she's able to put into me. It's just been amazing.
Thank you, Will.
That is so sweet. So just kind of like, pouring into other people. I love that. Edna, I love that for you. I love that for Will. Jordan, is there anything you want to say? You're smiling. I know the whole baseball story. You had so many things. Like I can say a couple things that I know you would say. When he was saying he was on a traveling team, you were probably like, "Oh yeah, I was on a traveling team." I was like, "Where did you? Were you really on a traveling team?"
Yes, a lot to relate to. Yeah, I know the whole fence through the hole trying to get the snacks, and I was a chubby kid, so I probably was eating more snacks than I needed to. And let's just be honest, but yeah, hey, we made it through.
Yeah, Jordan would sometimes be,
I was locked in on the snack game more than I was the actual game. So that's like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a lot more focused on the snacks than he was on actually what was happening. And I think a couple times his coach had to come.
And it reflected in my play too. So I think that's why I probably wasn't great. Yeah. Wasn't, yeah.
But Okay, so I am so happy you all, and you're definitely gonna come back. And I know season up and down. We're gonna see how it plays out for South Alabama, for Alabama. But I'm really happy we got a chance to connect. And so thank you for being here with us. And at the end of the day, I'm Mom. I know ball. Edna, do you know ball?
No, but
Will, do you know ball?
Yes, ma'am. I know ball.
Okay, Jordan, I know you can't talk. Do you know any ball? Just a little ball. Just a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much. Wherever
Thank you
you
for having
put your
us.
podcast, listen, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll check you later.